Today on Clubhouse Gas, we've got a special treat for you. A bunch of coaches from the Southern Conference sat down and had a roundtable, and Clubhouse Gas was there for it. They talk about a lot of different topics, including recruiting. So stay tuned. It's a great edition of Clubhouse Gas. In reality, they never really gave me that sign. It was a lot of this. This is what Casey Bass got. Don't run, fat boy. Stop. That's reality.
For a student athlete coming out of high school, you've got to find the right fit for you. And I think on the other end, the big thing that I see today when we go out and recruit, I see a lot of kids making decisions maybe too quick. You've really got to do your research. Ron touched on it earlier. Everybody wants the bright lights. That may not be the right fit for you. You really need to explore. You need to talk to as many people as you possibly can.
The thing that we look for is we look for a guy that has some potential. He might be a tall, skinny kid that maybe is throwing 81, 82, and with the ability to get stronger and to make some strides and that type of thing. And I know that's what all these guys look for too in a player. We're in the business of seeing what a kid's potential is and seeing if we can develop it.
The fact is, and I think this underscores the importance of choosing a school that best fits your needs in terms of playing. If you're not playing, you're not going to get better. That's a fact. I mean, there's nothing better than going out there and competing on a daily basis. So that's why I really want to emphasize that choose a school where you really have a good chance to contribute on the field. And you talked about developing players, and Kevin mentioned this, and I know this is important to everybody. Look, we want to develop players. That's all of our goals. We want to develop players, but we have to develop young men first. And I think baseball is a great venue for learning life lessons.
That guy that's the high-profile, high-draft guy, anybody can pick that guy out on the field. It's the guy that's maybe not quite hit that level yet, maybe hasn't reached that level of maturity. And so we try to go out and project not only where that young man is at 18 years old, but where he's going to be when he's 19, 20, 21.
There are 5 tools that baseball coaches and professional scouts look for: the ability to hit with power, to run, throw, and field. They look at that, pro scouts look at that purely on those 5 things. It's pretty cut and dry for them. I think college coaches have to go beyond that. They have to have the academic aspect to be a factor. And I think personally that there's another factor that's equally as important as the 5 tools, and that is what a guy has in here and up here.
We've changed our recruiting. We don't look for those players anymore. We don't look for those players that are going to be big drafts. We look for the players that are going to develop a little bit more. A player like Nick Markakis. Nick Markakis comes in and is a 49th rounder out of high school, comes in after his first year, has an opportunity to sign for $250,000. And that's an awful lot of money to me. Mm-hmm. And so Nick and I have the conversation that, hey, you have to be careful. If you come back to Young Harris College, you might not ever get drafted again. Nick was mature enough and smart enough to say, Coach, if I never get drafted again, then I probably shouldn't have been drafted to start with. He comes back to Young Harris College for his sophomore year and signs for $1.85 million. And now he plays in right field for the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, I think the bottom line is that every time you take the field, you don't know who's going to be there watching. And the way you play, hustling on and off the field, even if you have a bad day, even if you strike out, how you handle that is essential. If you go back and you're defeated, your head is down, and you're given in, I mean, people watch that. So every time you take the field, you've got to be ready, regardless of whether you have a professional prospect on your team and there are people watching him or not. You never know who's going to be there. And, you play the game the right way and people notice.